This is Samantha Clark, and this is my presentation on Chapter 10 and 11 from pre-reading through writing. This is how we teach this process in the classroom. So first, pre-reading. So these are the aspects that we need to consider when teaching pre-reading. First, we need to establish meaning and purpose. So why are we doing this assignment? We need to make sure that we know this so that all of our activities lead to one goal, and make sure that the students also know this so they understand why they're doing activities, because they're going to ask. A major part of this is aesthetic reading versus efferent reading. So are they reading this to enjoy the art and to appreciate the language, or are they analyzing it? Are they trying to get something out of it? Another thing we need to do is access prior knowledge, what students know about the content, what they know about the task they're going to be performing, the genre of the text they will be reading, so that we can relate their knowledge and their skills. Then we need to provide opportunities to use language to discuss the text and discuss the ideas before we jump into the reading. Pre-teach vocabulary for access and for knowledge of big idea words. Provide opportunities for collaboration. We want them to discuss in groups about the content and the topic they will be jumping into. We need to provide a variety of learning experiences. So this could be going on a field trip to the Museum of World History before we read about world history, or read a supplementary text that leads us into our larger main text for the unit. And we'll want to use top-down strategies. So look at the structure first, look at the headings to guess what the text will be about. Then reading. So we want to teach reading strategies. We want to teach our students to become independent readers. We can do this through teaching annotation, so teaching close reading, reading with a pencil to search for a big question we have about a text. We could ask and encourage questions. So we could ask dependent questions, text-dependent questions, so that they are looking specifically for content to answer those questions, and encourage students to ask questions about the text. What information is the text missing? What do they want the text to answer for them? Monitor comprehension. This could be through quizzes, through asking them questions, or just an informal discussion with the students about the content of the text. But we want to make sure all students are at the same level of comprehension for the assigned piece. We could jigsaw read. We could have students read different sections and discuss it. We could give overviews of the text, like an abstract, to make it easier to understand. And use learning logs, so journaling and responding to the text. So this gets us into pre-writing. So we always want our students to do something with a text. So there's a meta-analysis, analyzing text features during pre-writing. We'll do this specifically, like if they're analyzing rhetorical devices or rhetorical strategies, they would be looking for those rhetorical strategies in the text before they begin writing. Using graphic organizers to organize ideas that they might write about, ideas in the text, and then connecting what they read to what they're going to write. Utilize reciprocal teaching, have students teach each other so that they fully understand the text before writing. Journal. This is getting students into automatic writing, getting them more familiar with the topics. Provide dynamic project options. So maybe it's not always writing a response essay. Maybe it's doing a presentation, making a quiz for others, something like that. Utilize a KWL chart. So we want students to go in using their background knowledge, ask questions of the text, and then write what they learned. And then use study questions so they fully understand the reading as they're going into writing. Writing and assessing the final stages. So outlining and modeling. The instructor needs to be modeling, especially if the students are unfamiliar with the genre or the project that they are assigned, and outline the writing process, teach them about the structure. If it's a research paper, maybe teach them MROD. Modify and scaffold for various students. So students of lower proficiencies, they might need sentence hedging and an outline and scaffolding in order to write the piece. Utilize portfolios. So we want to see students' progress, and we want them to see their own progress of their writing, and assess that journey. Keep track of comprehension and attitudes. Did this assessment aid in your understanding of the student? Did they even enjoy it? Because that's something that matters for motivation. Are they looking at the writing process in a positive manner or a negative manner? Are they being adequately assessed? Are they adequately learning information, responding to the text? Assess based on individual. So focused on the ELD standards. We want to make sure that if our student is just an emerging student, we're assessing them for what the standards call for at that level, and we're not expecting them to be at the bridging level just yet. Vary genres of writing and projects. So again, we want our projects to be dynamic, but also within writing, we want to make sure that we're not always doing narratives. They also need to learn how to do explanatory writing, argumentative writing, to address those standards. And teach self-assessment and revision. We want our students to be able to assess themselves so that they can also become independent writers. Okay, thank you so much.